What is going on, barbarians? How are you doing? Okay, we back with another video, and this time we are going to investigate how did the PSG super team fail. Yes, somebody put that in my comments and said, nah, check it out. They had Messi. They had Messi, Ronaldo, and Mbappé on the same team. We got to see how it failed. But before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button, man, so we can check it out, man. Man, we need y'all. I need y'all to follow me on this journey, man. I've been following this journey of trying to catch up with over 100 years of football. I think we're making good way with it because I'm finding out about a lot of things. We done went through ultras in the last video. Now it's the PSG super team, so we're gonna see what's up. So let's check it out.
Football megastar
Lionel Messi
has tonight signed for Paris Saint-Germain.
This was supposed to be the greatest team football had ever seen.
A shout out to hold on, we gotta make sure I get that Christian on football, man. Shout out to Christian on football, man. He made this video and we're checking it out.
Paris Saint-Germain are looking to capitalise on uncertainty surrounding the star's future at the new camp.
Billions of pounds spent with one goal.
I said Ronaldo. Ooh, who was that? It was Neymar. So it was Neymar. So it's Messi, Neymar, and Mbappé.
Mine.
Paris Saint-Germain apparently are the favourites statistically to win the Champions League.
So I corrected that, so y'all got to cuss me out in the comments. So if y'all already stopped the video to cuss me out and time-stamped about that, me getting the wrong player, I fixed it, okay?
But you all know how this story goes.
They've got absolutely no chance of winning the Champions League. Paris Saint-Germain, absolutely no chance.
How did the world's greatest super team become football's biggest failure?
Yeah, you can't do that.
In 1994 to see PSG win a league title. PSG can now afford the players that they've only dreamt of. It was time for a little shopping spree.
Okay, now I got a question. How did PSG get the money? That's what I want to know. How did PSG get the money that they got? Like how did they come into power to be able to be this team that can afford anybody and everybody? Like, did they keep winning Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues? Like, how did they just become just this big empire? So they left that out. The video is very well produced too.
And with all their new shiny toys, PSG were untouchable in France.
They hadn't have won the league this season. It'd be absolutely ludicrous. I've got an all-star cast. Of course they've won the league.
But Nasir only had one.
If you're so profitable, why do you sell a course? Well, you know what? Here you go. I don't care. It's all free. I'm giving it away. We have like...
Okay, we went to the ad.
And in Europe, they were falling short every single time.
The extraordinary powers of Lionel Messi. He's clearly not fit.
Oh, man.
But he's come on and given the impetus to Barcelona to turn this around.
And for people that are watching the video, if this video is probably extremely cut up or anything like that, I'm sorry, because the person is actually using a lot of copyrighted music, and usually they take that off your page. It's monetized. But we're gonna try to get through it, so you might catch the video being cut up all crazy. It's because of that.
Take a place in the semi-finals away from Paris Saint-Germain. He got his shot away, not by
What did PSG mean? Paris what? I don't know what it means. Somebody let me know in the comments.
Alex. Follow up by Aston. The quick get. The hero for Chelsea. Suarez. He's gone all the way through. He went past them as if they were not there.
So they were just trash? Just like that, just trash.
De Bruyne shot. De Bruyne scores. Manchester City are through to the semi-final.
Why were they so ass?
For the Champions League.
It was time to get real. In 2017, PSG pulled off one of the most shocking transfers the world.
Yeah, hold on. Before we do that, why was PSG so trash? Like it just looked like they were cones. Like just a straight exercise drill. Just a straight exercise drill. Like they were just standing around and people were just taking advantage of them. Why were they so trash? It's the coach
has ever seen.
Now, Barcelona Football Club has given one of its star players, Neymar, permission to discuss a world record transfer deal with Paris Saint-Germain.
They signed Neymar for just a small fee of
Saint-Germain.
222 million.
Okay, yeah. Don't kill me in the comments. So PSG means Paris Saint-Germain. I'm saying that English speaking. I know it's like Paris Saint-Germain or something. I know it's something like that. But in the American English accent is Paris Saint-Germain. But I know it's like Paris Saint-Germain or something like that.
Euros, making Neymar the most expensive player of all time. And by the way, he still is 8 years later. Barcelona fans obviously furious, and it was at this point where the rest of the world turned their head and realised we could have a serious threat on our hands here. And PSG were not done yet.
PSG have apparently agreed a deal to sign the biggest teenage talent in world football, Kylian Mbappé, from their French rivals Monaco.
We all knew Mbappé was the next global superstar. Young, French and insanely talented. So now PSG had the two most valuable players in world football.
383 million for 2 players.
PSG is on some Yankees run type of thing. So we have that same thing. Okay, so do they have cap space in club football? Is there a cap space? So NFL, we have cap space. You can give them the biggest contract that you want, but you have to fit it under basically 100 million a year or 100 and something million a year. It goes up every year, but we usually have a salary cap. Do they have that? It seems like they don't have that because they just spent 383 like nothing. And I don't think baseball has that either because the Dodgers, they're heavily accused. The LA Dodgers is heavily accused of just paying for championships because they just keep giving people almost $500 million. Like almost everybody on the team is have a $500 million contract. So I don't know if they have salary caps in baseball, but that's what it looks like. It looks like PSG is almost the same as the LA Dodgers. That's crazy.
Doing what Barcelona did to Liverpool, what Liverpool does to Southampton, and they're all bitching about it.
The ultimate super team was starting to form, but there was still one piece missing.
And who was that? Mr. Lionel Messi. Okay. Yeah. Chapter 2, Super Team.
After Barcelona's...
I hope you really become one of the biggest channels, Mr. Christian on football, because this is a very well produced video. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta show you love.
Financial crash, PSG signed Messi for free. But as we know now, even with this insane super team, they still fell short. No matter how hard they tried, they could not reach that one goal of getting the Champions League. When we look at the construction of teams that have been at the forefront of European football in the last 10 years, they all have one thing in common. Players with workhorse mentalities. Players who aren't reluctant to contribute defensively and willing to run themselves into the ground every single game. PSG looked nothing like this. PSG had a FIFA team. Big numbers on FIFA players, so they must be good. Well, that's just not how football works.
So all they did was just get a whole bunch of offensive players and thought they were just going to win. That's what it was looking like. Like you just got a whole bunch of scorers and no defenders.
You can afford to have one star, but when you have a collection of them, all you have is a broken system and a dressing room full of egos. And we've seen it spill over onto the pitch many times. As Mbappé went from a youngster to a global icon, many fans started to see Mbappé as the true leader of that PSG attack. A shift that Neymar did not take lightly. It was more than clear that there was bad blood between them. We saw them argue constantly over stupid things like penalties and misplaced passes. And when it comes to Messi, it just seems like he never really connected with the club. He seemed unbothered at times and probably more focused on his national team at Argentina. But maybe you can't really blame him. One of the biggest red flags at PSG was an absolute lack of tactical stability. Similar to Manchester United, managers were coming and going every season. Since the actual Qatar...
And that's the thing you're going to get when you have a whole bunch of superstars and you build a super team. And then you got superstars that are like at 3 different points of their career. You got one person that's an early, young superstar, teen prodigy. So he's coming in big-headed, arrogant, whatever I'm going to do, let me play my game. And then you got someone that's in the middle of their prime. Well, you got 2 people that's in the middle of their prime, Neymar and Messi. But Messi is a little bit older, so he's kind of seasoned. And from him being seasoned, and he's like, hey, man, I'm just here for the check, man. I'm trying to get this check. I'm worried about this national team so we can go over here and try to win World Cups and get this done. And then Neymar, I don't know what year it was, but I'm 9 times out of 10, he's probably coming off an injury and trying to make his career better and trying to come back into it. So he's a respected player because when we did the whole Neymar thing, we found out he was injured through most of his career. So he's kind of like a what if. So it was too much stuff going on. And then the crazy part is they're all 3 big superstars and you thought all that was going to work. That usually does not work when you have 3 superstars. Yeah, you can make a super team out of 3 great players, but when you're talking about absolute bona fide superstars, and you're trying to have basically 3 of the 4 head players of the whole international thing that you call football, and you have them on the same team, and you thought that was going to work, that is crazy. That's insane. That definitely was not going to work. That was doomed from the get-go.
Our takeover, we've seen 7 different managers. Ancelotti laid the foundations but left for Madrid. Laurent Blanc
Then you didn't trade out coaches.
Dominated France but lacked that tactical flexibility in Europe. Unai Emery, a tactical mess and responsible for the 6-1 Barcelona collapse. Thomas Tuchel took PSG to their first Champions League final but was sacked months later. Pochettino struggled to handle superstar egos. Gautier, who was just never fully in control. And last of all, Luis Enrique, who's yet to prove himself in Europe. Every manager, of course, has their own philosophy and signings. So this just meant that the team was constantly being reshaped. If you look at teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Manchester City, they have a clear tactical identity. PSG felt like a team built on pure vibes rather than strategy. So egos and no tactical identity isn't great, but my main problem with PSG is just their awful mentality. Over the years, it seems like any time they've had to face...
Yeah, so they didn't come in with no identity, and your team is not going to win if you don't come in with an identity whatsoever. And as a person, we're going to talk about NFL football. That's what happened with my team. The Buffalo Bills, well, they didn't have any type of identity, and then they started building the identity. And once they started building the identity, they started winning. But we had to build a stronger identity of who we are, what we want to do. And once you could tell people who you are, what you want to do, and then you go out and do it, that's when you become champions. And it's all about execution. And from what it looks like from this PSG team, it did not look like that. It looked like they just said, hey, you 3 on the team right now. Go play and bring us back a championship, and that's not going to work. That's not going to work whatsoever. Have no identity, and you think you're about to just go out and play and win, that's not going to happen.
A real challenge, they just collapse. Let me show you.
If you're struggling with depression and not feeling the comfort and peace that you need, I invite you to meet with missionaries like me from the Church of...
Had to go through that ad.
Before PSG had completely broke the bank for Neymar and Messi, they faced Barcelona in the Champions League, and they absolutely demolished them in the first leg, winning 4-0. The tie was surely over. No team in history has ever blown a 4-0 lead in the Champions League. In the second leg, Suarez scores 1-0 early on, and followed shortly after was an own goal, and all of a sudden it was 2-0 at half time. Still 4-2 up low on aggregate, this shouldn't be a problem. Barcelona score a penalty and it's 3-0, but thankfully PSG finally react and Cavani gets one back. It's 3-1, the game surely done. A crucial away goal. Barcelona now need 3 goals in 30 minutes to get through. Surely impossible.
Let's see what Neymar could do here. Neymar hits it. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Neymar! What a beautiful free kick!
7 minutes ago and PSG are panicking. Another penalty goes Barcelona's way and Neymar converts it again. Somehow Barcelona now only need 1 goal. PSG are shitting themselves. And of course, in the 95th minute,
now 30 seconds
collapse.
Remaining. Neymar.
Total collapse.
Kicks it forward and
Total collapse. That probably had been a wild moment to watch, yo. Just a total crazy collapse. It's insane.
The biggest collapse of all time.
Of all time? That happened of all time?
Fast forward to 2019 and PSG have just beaten Manchester United at Old Trafford in the first leg of the round of 16. United had 10 first team players out injured. The second leg should be a formality. Then just 2 minutes after kickoff.
Well, that's a bit short. Lukaku's in. Real chance. Round the goalkeeper. Can he score? Yes!
Some serious early panic, but they managed to stabilise and get a goal of their own.
Mbappé, far post. Equaliser.
Yeah, that seems... I feel like that's how the game should always go for them. Like, hey, he passed to this person, and then they go. They should have been playing triangle offense the whole time. And that's what I'm gonna start looking at strategies of why that didn't work. But I felt like from a basketball standpoint, they should have been playing triangle offense the whole time. Everybody else, you go play defense, man. You let Mbappé, Messi, and Ronaldo play a 3-man offense, and y'all go do what y'all do. And I don't know the sets that y'all had. What is it? 4-3-3, 3-4-5. I don't know none of that. I think I'm gonna do a video on that of looking at the formations and stuff. But yeah, they should have been them 3 attacking every time.
But as the game went on, PSG missed chance after chance. And suddenly another mistake at the back and PSG are up 3-2 on aggregate. They managed to get all the way to the 91st minute and then this happened.
I told you, he's given the penalty. 4th minute of stoppage time. Rashford against Buffon. It's Rashford! Manchester United have produced the impossible. Rashford, nerves of steel.
And finally, the latest collapse was in 2022. They beat Madrid 1-0 in the first leg. Madrid had 0 shots on target. PSG were in complete control. Then back at the Bernabeu, it was looking a similar story. Complete domination, and it seemed like this time things were finally going to be different. And Mbappé scored 2-0 up now on aggregate.
Why he run like that? What the hell is that? What type of run is that?
Similar story. Complete domination, and it seemed like this time things were finally going to be different. And Mbappé scored 2-0 up now on aggregate. Things are surely over. But then came the famous 17-minute breakdown.
What are these things? What type of collapse are they having to the point that they keep naming them?
Benzema caused it, here's Vinicius, it's Karim Benzema killing. Luka Modric once more. Good ball into Karim Benzema. He offered more defending to Karim Benzema again.
These 3 absolute disasters exposed PSG's biggest flaws. They couldn't handle pressure in the big moments. They had no true leaders to guide them through any adversity. And finally, they had no defensive stability. When things go wrong, they go wrong. And this is why all these PSG super teams have failed. Money can buy you superstars, but it can't buy you a good mentality. And after this embarrassing defeat, it looked all set that Mbappé would leave for Madrid. But in absolute desperation, PSG offered him the most insane contract we've ever seen.
So it's a 3-year deal. It's £1 million a week in wages. It's £100 million in a signing on fee. And there are all sorts of bonuses for goals, for Champions League performances, for Ballon d'Ors. And he has control over certain of his image rights.
So effectively, Mbappé was now the most powerful player in the world. And of course...
Oh, that's another thing. So how does that work for you guys for international football when it comes to NIL, which is name, image, and likeness? So any team that they sign over to has control of their NIL, and they can only make money off of their name, image, and likeness. It has something to do with the team, and the team has to get a piece of it. Is that how that works for them? Because that's actually wild. Because certain athletes here in America, I don't know, depending on the contract, but most of them can actually just go get deals on their own. So if Nike decide they want to sign them, if it whether it's an exclusive deal or whatever, most of the time it's an exclusive deal. But usually they can go sign the sponsors exclusive. They have control over their name, image, and likeness. The team has nothing to do that. And that was a big thing that happened in NCAA, which is college. Was the college players didn't have control over their name, image, and likeness. And the college was making so much money off of their jerseys, putting them in video games, whatever commercials they could use their jersey number or someone that looked like them in the commercial, and the college would make money and the player would never make money. So now we have the NIL thing for the past few years, which was started by the O'Bannon brothers, and then it really got pushed by LeVar Ball. He had the Ball brothers and his sons, and he started his own gym league. They had their own clothing line and made millions and millions of dollars. And then finally college was like, okay, these kids are finding loopholes to get out of this and making their own money off of their name. Okay, we got to do something about that, and we got to give them NIL money. And I guess the guy like salary cap, they only can make like probably $2-3 million a year, make whatever on the side or do this, that, whatever. But we know Shedeur Sanders made a lot of money doing that because his father, Deion Sanders, Mr. Primetime, he had the biggest marketing period. Big market period. So he came into the league making so much money to the point that he doesn't have to play NFL football. And that was a lot of reason I heard his draft stock, because they felt like, oh, he's not going to listen to us because he don't need it, because he already made someone's NFL career money before even getting into the NFL. Then they try to do things to mess up his draft stock and hurt his hurt his image and everything like that. But everybody's still rocking with him. He still broke records. They say he broke records of making $14 million just on trading cards alone. That wasn't even jersey sales and other sales that he made. So they was like, yeah, this kid's a superstar, but they threw him on the worst team possible just to try to play with his name. And they're only mad at that because he made it a lot of the money outside of the NFL. And now the NFL is like, oh, he's producing a lot of money. Okay, now we're going to turn on the good media for him. It's crazy. But I didn't know that there's an NIL type of thing going on with football.
Of course, egos were hurt in this decision. Neymar felt like he was the top dog, and reports started to surface that Mbappé wanted him gone. It was a World Cup final where cracks started to show. Argentina v France, Mbappé v Messi. Mbappé scored 3, but Messi went home with the trophy. Either way, a game that important can't be forgotten. Messi now had that over Mbappé, and things were always going to be a little bit strange starting the season. Just a really weird relationship dynamic between all three of them, and it was starting to show in their performances. Another round of 16 Champions League exit, and fans had had enough.
One of soccer's greatest ever players is coming to America.
That's right. Argentina's Lionel Messi has announced his next move after deciding to leave French giants PSG.
Breaking news, significant breaking news. It's to do with the Saudi Pro League. Al Hilal have just announced the signing of Neymar from PSG.
The superstar
and
project
they gave them so much money.
And all that was left was Mbappé and a broken team. PSG tried their best to reset, this time signing young, hard-working players like Dembele, Colomani and Ramos. The goal was clear.
Hey, we starting to hear about Dembele here in America too.
Build a team around Mbappé, just the one superstar this time. But things went immediately wrong.
The most drawn-out transfer saga of all time, I think, is nearly at an end because we can say that Real Madrid are expected to announce and confirm the signing of Kylian Mbappé.
Everything PSG had done for Mbappé, and now he was leaving for free. In their eyes, this was the ultimate betrayal. And just like that, all three superstars were gone. From 2017 to 2023, PSG tried to build a Galactico-style squad, spending over 1.4 billion on transfers. But what did they actually achieve? Countless French titles, but 0 Champions League trophies. PSG will never ever have a team that star-studded again. The super team experiment is over, and it will be remembered as one of football's biggest failures.
Crazy how they did that, man. But that's usually what happens when you try to build a super team, man. It's a wrap after that. It's a wrap. You can't just sit here and try to build a super team and just be like, you know what? You guys are the biggest players. Go out there and win with no type of strategy or anything. But I wonder how much money they did make. They spent 1.4 billion. But I wonder how much money they did produce out of having those superstars on the team. I know those jersey sales had to have been insane. I know they probably were sold out probably every match, TV rights and everything. So I'm pretty sure they made that money back in that time dealing with the superstar because it was every team on them. And that was the first and only time I really only seen it. And Mbappé jersey here in America was from PSG. I never really seen a Messi jersey. We always see Neymar Brazil. We see Messi Argentina. But the PSG jerseys that we were seeing were always Mbappé every single time here in America. So they were actually doing good with jersey sales from if we seen it here in America. But that was crazy, man. Let me know, man, what other super teams that they done made, they done failed. Let me know in the comments. Y'all be easy. I'll catch you on the next one.